Hello, I watched a video from Mario Dedivanovic of Makeup by Mario fame, and it was a soft glam video, and he gave so many tips and tricks along the way that I thought, well, yeah, you're a magician, can I do it? So I tried it, and if you want to get a soft glam look when you're not a magician and just a normal human being, watch this. So the first thing that Mario says is to do your eyebrows as they frame everything that you're going to do. So I'm going to take a little bit of my Brow Wiz Anastasia Beverly Hills in soft brown. And he also says to start in the middle and leave this section of your eyebrow to be natural so it doesn't look fake. He also slightly extends the ends. I'm so excited about this because I really want a Mario face by the end of it. Whether I'll achieve it or not is a different matter. And then to pop those in place and keep them in place, I'm going to use my Maybelline Superlock, which is super. And I've got my mirror here because I want to be quite precise about this, because you can tell that he is forensically precise about what he does. You've got to get a hold of yourself. Here's the biggest first thing that I discovered was he said to line your eyes first so that you don't overdo your eye makeup, and it gives you a definition. So you've got your eyebrows and then you've got your eyes, they're already defined, so you don't already have this whole space to fill. I'm not going to use black, I'm going to use this green because it's a nice dark green. It's Lisa Eldridge Night Forest, and I am going to do exactly what he did without any makeup on. So there you go, I've lined my eyes, and he said you take a little, I'm going to take an angled brush and just blend this out. So I've lined half of my lower lash line, but I can see what he means. My eyes are now defined as well as my eyebrows. I've given myself a tiny little wing and sort of just blended it out. Now the other thing that he says you should just outline above the lash line. I'm going to quickly smudge it, blend it in, no harsh lines. Cool. The next thing that he does is he actually puts a little bit of powder on the lids. This is my Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Cake. You've got to get a hold of yourself. Apparently it helps your eyeshadow stick and not slide around, which it sometimes does if you add concealer. Now I'm quite lucky because I don't actually have that much darkness on my eyelids. I have some, but not a lot. So I'm going to trust the process and trust Mario. So he puts that on and then presses it in. Just before we finish with the eye pencil, the other thing that he talks about is adding a little bit of an accent to the inner corner. So eyes are ready. I'm now going to take my Petal Morphosis palette from Pat McGrath. I'm going to take Lunar Nectar first and just start to add a bit of shape. Now I've got very hooded eyes, so I'm going slightly above my crease, and he says go up and out. So that's what I'm doing. Make sure you go up and out. I'm like patting it where I want it to go first. Once I've laid down a base of the shape, and then gently blend it. I find this quite awkward because normally I've usually got my bronzer on, a bit of blusher or a bit of base blush. This is actually quite a strange sensation. I'm going to take Twilight Lilac here and pop that on my inner corner. It's actually a lilac-y brown, but it's slightly darker than the crease. I might just pop a bit of that into the crease, but not covering up the base. I don't know, lilac is supposed to bring out brown eyes, but I think it sometimes makes me look ill. Okay, so sticking with the dark green theme, I'm going to use this Nocturnal Bloom and just pat that into the outer V. Now Mario does talk a lot about the outer V and helping it to define your eyes, and hopefully it will look great. So that's all blended. He does say you can use a Q-tip later to just clean up the outer edges, which my outer edges aren't too bad actually, but we'll see, we'll see. And then to use Astral Eden Envy, that one there. Shall I, or shall I use, yeah, I will. Okay, I'm gonna try with my finger first. Look at that. That is going to it's a green smoky eye. I'm going to leave the inner corners bare because I'm going to add a little bit of Divine Dawn on the inner corner. Can you see? Has a little purple shift. I have got a little bit of fallout from the palette, but not much actually, to be honest. Vieve setting spray on a detail brush. I'm just going to take that green there. I popped it in the gap where I didn't have any pencil. Then he stops there because he doesn't actually add mascara until after he's used his setting spray. So I don't have that many Makeup by Mario products, but I'm trying to do this and prove that his technique can be used on any product. Right, I've cleaned up my under eye, got rid of most of it, I think. And because I've actually lost a little bit of moisture, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of Tatcha Chewy Skin on a beauty blender and just let that settle in. Mario suggests thin, light layers. I mean, these are actually really light layers, but because obviously Pat McGrath is quite pigmented, it looks like I've got a ton of makeup on, but actually I haven't. And he always recommends detailing and then stepping back. Detailing and then stepping back. I've got a few dark shadows under my eyes. I'm just going to add a little bit of colour corrector from Kosas. This is the pink one. I'll list everything down below. And then on top of that, I'm going to just put some regular concealer. Now, I have actually got a palette, but I never use it. So back of the hand stuff, that's the pink, which is obviously very pink. And I'm just going to tap it on my under eye. Very, very small amount on both eyes. Now I'm going to flip it over, coat that and pop this on. Over the top of the colour corrector. Now, taking what Mario said to heart, I'm stepping back, and I haven't really blended up as much, up and out as much as I should have done or could have done. So I'm going to see whether, just add that now. Taking the smallest amount, again, as I've said, because I have really dry skin and my under eyes crease all the time, I'm just going to dust a little bit of that Huda Beauty powder under my eyes and press it in with my sponge. I think I'm starting to look a bit more human. Mario recommends just putting foundation over the centre of the face and just tapping it out, because no face is even. No face colour, no skin colour is even, and he doesn't put any on the perimeter at all. It's just in the middle, and you just tap it in. Then, the most surprising of all perhaps, is he powders before he puts on any of his cream products. I'm just going to add a little bit of powder. Mario says it's because it gives the bronzer and cheek colour something to adhere to, stick to. And again, he just keeps emphasising light layers. And I'll just say again, this is my interpretation of what I saw. You know, you might want to go and check out Mario's video for yourself, because everybody's different. It's better to look at something, watch a technique, and then change it to your face, or not change it but adjust it to your face, and that's what I've done here. Right, okay, so it also says pat it in. Pat in the powder into the foundation. One of the other things he talks about is how he wants his makeup for his clients to be long lasting, because quite often they are celebs and they have to go to events that last forever. This is supposed to be a cool way of ensuring that your makeup stays put. Finally, I'm going in with some sculpting products and a little bit of blush. And he says to pat it in exactly where you want it. Mario added some, and then step back, had a look, and then we are going to blend these in a minute. I'll show you what he did. I think this is looking rather nice. Good on Mario. Okay, then I'm going to add a little bit of my Rare Beauty Smushy Blusher in Gratitude. Is it Gratitude? Yeah. So just light layers, gradually where you want it to be. I'm just going to add one more thing, which is my Westman Atelier in Petal, which always works well lower on my cheek. I'm brushing it up. This is me, not Mario, by the way. I'm not sure if this is even allowed. The Rare Beauty Gratitude gives me a pop of colour where I need it. Just going to keep building it up until I've got as much as I want, where I want it. This is the brush that he used practically all the way through, apart from the detail stuff. And what he then recommends is, once you've added everything where you want it, you take the foundation end and just pat everything in. You need to pay attention particularly to where the concealer joins the blush. because if you do that, then you can work out exactly where you want your highlighter. I'm just going to tap on a little bit of my Rare Beauty highlighter, which I absolutely love. This is in Exhilarate, just the lightest touch. I might be dreaming this, but I think he put some at the top of the eyebrows rather than underneath the arch. Now, forgive me if I've made this up. I think it was Mario. Just a little bit. Just brings a little bit of definition. I'm going to add a little bit to my inner corner. Make everything coherent. Now I'm not going to use any, but this is where Mario recommends you use setting spray before your mascara and before your lipstick. So I'm not going to use any, but I am going to go off camera and quickly do my mascara. Right, so mascara on. I use my usual cocktail, Maybelline Sky High Primer, and then I've gone back to my beloved Bad Gal Bang for my mascara. I've tried so many. I tried the Soul Gazer, I tried Lash Clash, but I always go back to this. I actually also use the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow. I've also overlined my lips. So Mario said one thing that was quite interesting, that as we get older, our faces get longer. You can tell I'm like, yeah. And he says that putting eyeshadow on the lower lash line and then raising your top lip a little bit kind of shortens your face. So I've done that. It always looks really weird because I've got such a pronounced cupid bow that I can't go straight across. Just a reminder, he will have sprayed, and this is like the final stages now. I'm going to give myself a little final dusting of bronzer. This is the Vieve bronzer in Piazza, and it's quite, again, start from the outside, and it should set all the, because I'm not using a setting spray, it should actually keep everything in place. And there we go. So my final thing, lipstick. I'm going to add my Louis Vuitton, my one and only Louis Vuitton product. And what I'm going to do, let's get started. This is called LV Rouge. I think that's the colour. Just going to tap it on. So I want the eyes to be the focus, but I don't want to go without a lip.
Real good.
Yeah. I lined my lips with Smoky Pink, which is one of the only Makeup by Mario products that I've got, is this lip liner. So that's Smoky Pink. Please do like and subscribe. A lot of people watch my channel and nobody's subscribed. I also put the notifications on. I do actually upload once a week, at least a long form. I hope you've enjoyed this, going through my tips that I picked up from Mario, and I think that's really good.